Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, friends.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you doing?
Good.
Do you remember which date it is today?
5th of Muharram.
5th of Muharram. Well done. And do you remember who we discussed yesterday? Who we visited in history? Hur. Well done. We visited Hur.
And before Hur, I just want to, Salam alaikum everyone. I just want to, sorry I interrupted. I just wanted to know if they remember what happened before that, if they knew anybody else we discussed before.
John.
John,
Thank
well
you.
done.
Anyone else?
Muslim bin Aqil.
Muslim
bin Aqil.
Well done. They
And
remember
one more
everything.
person.
Junada.
Junada. Well done. Well done.
And we have a new friend here today. So let's, Delam, can you introduce yourself a little bit for the new children today? Yeah?
Okay. Did anybody else tell you about me? No? Oh. Anyway, because you don't know me, my name is Delam, and I am the wife of Zuhair ibn Kain. And Zuhair ibn Kain was a businessman. He used to make lots of trips for business, very rich man. He didn't know Imam Hussain that much, but in first story, on our first day, I told everybody else what happened, and he became fond of Imam Hussain, and then he gave his life for the religion of Islam and for Imam in Karbala. He protected Imam in the battlefield while he was praying. I think I'm proud of my husband, how he showed his love for Imam Hussain.
So
You can
Delam
ask.
has traveled to future, and every day we take a scroll out of that magical history chest, and which shows us one of the cities in 60 Hijri or 61 Hijri sometimes, and then we go and visit those cities. So would you like to go to one of the cities today?
Yes.
Yeah? Shall we see what the history chest has in store for us today?
Yeah, I think, can I ask them a question first?
Yeah.
Mm.
You can, of
I
course.
wonder, because we have seen lots of adults in history, I wonder if these children know any children who accompanied Imam Hussain.
And Aun and Muhammad.
And Muhammad.
Anyone else?
Who else was in Karbala? Any children?
Ali
Asghar.
Ali Asghar. Ali Akbar was the older brother, right? He was quite young. Who else? Any other names?
Bibi Sakina.
Well done.
Sakina.
Bibi Sakina, daughter of Imam Hussain. And all have friends, little cousins. Anyone from outside of Imam Hussein's family?
I don't know any.
No. Okay.
It's
There
okay.
was one, but more than one. But we are going to visit one that is probably some time in future. Might be today.
Could be today, but I don't know where the chest is going to take us. So let's see. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you excited?
Yes.
Okay. Which cities have you visited so far?
Kufa.
Karbala,
Medina.
Medina.
To Medina.
Let's
Well done.
see.
Did we
history.
go to Medina?
Did we go to Medina?
We
did.
visited John. Well
Did you?
remembered.
Oh, well done.
Let's see which city we're going today.
Today we'll see. Bismillah. I wonder where I'm going to take you today.
Medina.
Going
again.
back to Medina. I wonder if we're going to visit the same person.
Maybe.
Do you
Does
think
anyone remember the old name of Medina?
Yadrib.
Yathrib. Well done, Zainab. You have a good memory. Okay, so shall we go to Medina, the city of the Prophet?
Yes.
Let's go.
so? Let's go.
Hurry up, Muhammad. Baba said we have to get ready to join our Uncle Hussain in the battlefield.
Oh, how my wish came true. Last night I was praying that we could join our Uncle Hussein in the battlefield. Oh, how I've missed my mother. Don't worry, Aun. We'll get to see her soon, inshallah.
All right, children. So, how was that trip?
Good.
I think those children were adorable, don't you?
They were.
I liked how they were dressed, and they had these little beautiful turbans as well,
They
just
were.
like grown-ups.
And they looked so happy.
So happy.
So happy.
Why do you think they were so excited and happy? Yes, Zainab?
Because they wanted to join, they wanted to be martyred.
They wanted to be martyred, and they are happy because martyrdom is it good? Yeah, because if you're martyred, you'll never die. It's a life forever. Only we don't see, right? So that could be a reason. What else? They were saying something. Do you remember? They said, we are going to join the caravan of Imam Hussain. And then one of the children said, oh, how I missed my mother. Who was their mother? Why wasn't she with them?
I know. I don't know why. Their mother left them or something?
No, I think their mother was with Uncle Hussein.
Oh, so mother went with their Uncle Hussain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they were calling Imam Hussain their uncle. So does that give you a clue whose sons they were? And they were calling each other by Bibi Zainab. Well done. And their names they were calling each other by names. So one was Aun and the other was Muhammad. So do you know what happened, or shall I tell you? Why weren't they with their mother?
Because their dad was ill.
Yes, well done, Zain. So basically, what happened when Imam Hussain alayhi salam got his family and friends ready and left Medina, at that point, Aun and Muhammad's father, whose name was Abdullah ibn Jafar, he was the son of Jafar al-Tayyar, who was brother of Imam Ali. And he was so brave, Jafar al-Tayyar was so brave, that during the time of the Prophet, he used to be the flag bearer in wars before Imam Ali salam. And then he was martyred in one of the wars, and he was martyred in such a manner that he lost both of his arms. So the Prophet told his companions that from now on, call him Jafar Tayyar, because I can see that Allah blessed him with wings in heaven. So he flies over around the heaven. So they were basically grandsons of Jafar Tayyar, and from their mother's side, they are grandsons of Imam Ali alayhi salam. How lucky they are. So those children were not with the caravan when Imam Hussain left Medina. They were with their father, and like Zain said, their father was ill, and also their father kept trying to stop Imam Hussain from leaving. He kept saying, you are the light of this earth. If you go, these people, because he was old and wise, very wise, so he knew the nature of people of Kufa at that time, and he knew that people of Kufa are not going to support Imam Hussain. They will leave him alone and he'll get killed. And he was scared for him. He was frightened. He said, please don't leave. If you leave, they will definitely kill you. And you're the light of this earth. You're the pillar of guidance. Who will we turn to if you get killed? So he did not want Imam Hussain to leave, but Imam Hussain had a duty assigned to him by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by the Prophet, peace be upon him. So he could not stop. He could not let Yazid do whatever he wanted to do. He had to rise. So he left Medina, and when he left Medina, at that time, Abdullah, Aun and Muhammad's father, decided to go to the governor of Medina and get a letter to basically a letter that would say that if Imam Hussein returns to Medina, we will not ask for allegiance and he will be given protection. That's what he was trying to do, but he could not. That did not happen because Yazid did not want to do that. And Yazid's governor did not that authority. So when that happened, Abdullah then decided that if this is how it's going to be, then I have to take part in this sacrifice, the greatest sacrifice of history, because he's the grandson of Prophet. He is the light of guidance. He's the ark of salvation. So this is the greatest sacrifice in human history. And he said, I have to take part in this. Even though I'm too ill to fight myself, I hold hands of my two sons and I'll take them to Imam Hussein. So he prepared them, he got them ready, and Imam Hussein's caravan was near somewhere around Makkah when Abdullah ibn Jafar reached the caravan. And he sent on Muhammad with their mother, and he said this to Sayyidah Zainab alayha, that take one son and sacrifice him from your behalf and the other from my behalf, so that both of us would have taken part in this sacrifice. And that's how Aun and Muhammad joined their mother and Imam Hussein in that caravan.
MashaAllah. Do you understand this? Wow. So now I know why they were left behind and why they were excited to go and join their uncle. And they understood the status, what it holds to be sacrificed for Imam of the time, for Imam Hussein. Oh, do I have to tell children what happened to these two?
It is sad indeed, and it's very hard, Dalam, for you to live through those memories again. But it's also important that these children know the great sacrifices of the heroes of Karbala, especially because they were so young.
Indeed, it is very difficult for me to go through the same things again. I don't even want to think about it. However, for you children, I'm ready. I'll take you back to Medina. You've already been to Medina. I'm going to take you back to Karbala because this is where I was. And I remember the night of Ashura, Sister Nargis. Everybody in their tents were getting ready for the day of Ashura. Everybody preparing themselves to give sacrifice for Imam Hussein. And in one of the tent of Bibi Zainab, she had both of her children who were really happy to see their mother. Remember, they were young. Young children see their mother and they get happy. They were young, and Bibi Zainab said to them, I wish, Aun O Muhammad, that you sacrifice for Imam Hussein. I won't be able to live if something happens to Imam Hussein, my brother, and you're still alive. But I don't have anybody else. You're young. Children, Aun O Muhammad looked at their mother. She said, Mom, don't you know who we are? We are the grandsons of the warriors. My granddad was Jafar ibn Tayyar from my dad's side. My granddad from your side, Mom, was Ali ibn Abi Talib. How do you feel that we can't go in the battlefield and fight? Please go to Imam Hussein and get permission for us. My heart just sank when I saw those two children pleading to get permission from their uncle to go in the battlefield and give their lives. Bibi Zainab was always in hijab. She didn't want to go to the tent, so she sent a message to call Imam Hussein to her tent. Imam Hussein came, and Bibi Zainab said, my brother, I have these two children who I want to give for you in the way of Islam. Imam Hussein said, Sister Zainab, they're very young. Bibi Zainab said, don't you remember, brother? Don't you remember, brother Hussein? When Hazrat Abbas, he was very young, but he went in the battlefield during the Battle of Safin, And he fought so good, so well, that everyone was thinking that maybe Hazrat Ali has come in the battlefield, but his face was covered. Please give permission to my children. Please allow me to be proud of my children. Imam Hussain, again, with his heavy heart, he gave the permission. And on the day of Ashura, those two children, they got ready. Imam Hussain helped them to mount on the horse, and they went in the battlefield. They were going, and they did show how well they were the warriors. And you know what? Who taught them how to use the sword? Can you guess? Because they even said that they were the pupils of Hazrat Abbas, because Hazrat Abbas taught them how to fight. They said they were fighting, going everywhere. They were going forward and forward and forward. Every time they killed somebody, they turned around. They turned around and looked at their uncle Hussain and looked at their mother, Zainab, because they were looking at them with the pride. Look, mother, look, uncle, even though we're small, but we're still fighting. And they were going and going and going, and they were fighting so bravely that, the Ibn Saud's army, they had to surround them everywhere. And they were saying, who are they? Who are these children? They're fighting like Ali ibn Abi Talib. They were just surrounded. They kept going, they kept going, they went that far, about 9 kilometers. And they were fighting. But then they surrounded them.
Children in wars, back in those days, there used to be some rules.
They used to fight one-on-one.
Yeah, they had to fight one-on-one. They would say, who's ready to fight me? And then someone would come out, and the fighting should have been one by one. So when Aun and Muhammad did that, 2 people did come, but they kept sending people, and Aun and Muhammad kept
I remember
killing
that.
them.
I saw it with my own eyes.
But they always broke the rules, didn't they?
They did.
The army of Yazid.
Those people, they never kept promises. That's why Imam Hussain wouldn't give them allegiance. They wouldn't. How could he? People who couldn't keep the promise. Not even it. They didn't even follow the rules of war. And this has kept happening. They surrounded the both boys. And then, what happened to everyone? They killed them brutally.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome to our program. In this segment, we have 2 young, talented artists with us. There are many types of art, and the form of art they are following is calligraphy. We're going to ask them to introduce themselves. Can you please let us know your name and how old are you?
My name is Zainab and I'm 11 years old.
My name is Eshaal and I'm 13 years old.
MashaAllah. So what do you like to do in your free time?
I like to paint, read, and I also do gardening with my brother.
MashaAllah.
I like to bake and I like practicing calligraphy.
MashaAllah. I can see lots of artwork. And how did you get into calligraphy, Zainab?
So I used to like reading. I used to like writing, and after I met Eshaal, she taught me how to write calligraphy, and yeah.
In year 7, I went to an after-school club where I learned English calligraphy. So that's how I like calligraphy.
MashaAllah, I can see different colors you have used and different backgrounds. So how do you, what skills and what resources you use to make your background?
We use a sponge and sometimes we use our fingers to blend everything, and also we use brushes.
MashaAllah. So what are you going to show to our audience today?
I'm going to be doing calligraphy.
And I'm going to be preparing a background.
Okay, that's great. MashaAllah. So when you decide that, the size and something, this is something I guess you need to decide beforehand, that the word, the name you're going to use. Do you always choose name of Ahlul Bayt, or you use other names as well for your designs?
So we look at the background, we pick the background that we're going to do, and according to that, so for example, this is like a purpley blue one, so we thought that it would go with a lady, and we thought like a strong lady like Fatima. So
Mashallah. Eshaal, can you explain me about the colors you chose for this canvas?
I use red, orange, and yellow to make a fire effect.
So do you plan that, before you buy canvas and a design or something, or if you just buy things and then decide what you're going to do?
I buy things and then I decide what to do with them.
So how often do you make something like this, canvas or something?
Just when I feel like doing something.
And how long it takes you to make one canvas?
You have to wait for it to dry, and then it might take a day or something.
Zainab, do you choose always writing, or do you also use different painting as well?
No, I for that pink one, I did the.
Yeah, I can see you made the sequences.
Yeah, I did the background and also the writing. Yeah.
And using flowers.
Yeah,
different decorative things.
Yeah, I heard there was a flower hairband, and I thought that it would be nice to just have flowers in the background.
Yeah, I can see the sequences, and you have glitters.
Yeah.
I'm sure you measure as well, like the size of canvas and the size of writing.
So I have a template. I use with pencil. So if it's too small, then I just make it bigger, and I get it to the right size.
Mashallah, this is beautiful. We wish you all the best, and we hope that our young artists have inspired you to try calligraphy at home. And we hope that we attend your exhibition in early future. And inshallah, see you tomorrow. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.